Throughout school, I really enjoyed maths. There were certain topics which I didn't understand and would require a little bit of help and support from my teachers, just to have a little bit of extra explaining so I was able to understand it, because I would belittle myself a lot. I have no clue about mortgages, and I'm really bad with saving and budgeting money because it was something which was never really taught to my year group, and it's something that's continuing not to be taught. I do think that it should be something taught in comprehensive school, and about finances and mortgages and stuff should definitely be taught as well, because I'm 19 and I don't really have a clue about mortgaging, and I will probably be leaving home soon as well, so I'm kind of stuck.
My thoughts on maths. I absolutely loved maths. It was my favourite lesson in school. I always enjoyed going to them and learning different things. Maths has helped me convert money, so pounds into euros. So when I'm going on holiday, it's helped me with my different percentages and ratio, which is very important during my nursing course. It's helped me convert kilograms into grams, millilitres into litres. So stuff with medication, that's really helpful with my nursing course. And we have our own maths exams, so that's definitely helped me and boost my confidence and gain an understanding of how to convert it all. I don't think in school we had any financial help, telling us how to set up a bank, how to save money and stuff like that. We don't have any help like that, and I think there should be a new rule and new lessons in form time. I feel it'd be so important for children to learn from an early age how to deal with money, how to save it and stuff like that. I think is very important, and it should be a lesson to be taught in school.
Do you like maths?
No.
Why?
It's hard to do, and sometimes I have tricky questions I have to answer, and sometimes I tell my friends what to help me with the maths problems.
Do you know what a mortgage is? Do you know what interest rates are? And do you know how to save and budget money when you get older?
Sometimes I've got money, credit card, and coins.
So I didn't really enjoy maths at school. It wasn't one of my favourite subjects. Not great at maths. We learned mainly about pie charts, timetables, multiplying, dividing, subtracting, etc. I think if they was to teach maths now in the curriculum, they should include budgeting, learning about interest rates, finance and savings, and about debit cards and different accounts and things.
I was taught maths in school. I enjoyed maths. I still enjoy maths, but I'm no good at it. I wasn't taught any financial literature. Wasn't taught about interest rates, mortgages, or anything like that. But life experience, you just get to know these things, I suppose, because you take an interest in them.
So maths is something that I quite enjoyed back in school, but I didn't like being away from my friends. I don't think I learned anything during those lessons that prepared me for life since school, such as things like mortgages, credit cards, bank accounts. None of that was learnt during school. The basic elements of maths have helped me throughout my life, but the more complex stuff have not really been applicable. I do think it's quite important that children should be learning about important things to do with finances, which I found at the time they didn't teach us.
Do you like maths?
No.
Why?
Because it gets really hard and I don't like it because sometimes we have to do really hard questions and I get really stressed easily because if we do stuff, we've been learning about time and it's been really hard because I'm not so sure with everything. I know some of it, but I'm really struggling with it at the moment. But the teachers are helping me, but I still don't really like maths.
Do you know what a mortgage is?
No.
Do you know anything about saving and budgeting money?
Yeah.
What do you know about that?
That you can use credit cards to like pay. Instead, if you didn't have much money, you can use a credit card because you have money on your bank. So you could use that instead.
Do you know what an interest rate is?
No.
I got an E in maths. E for excellent. Got to think positive, always. But no, I wasn't very good in maths. And with mortgages, I do understand everything about mortgages and saving, and credit cards and bank statements and interest rates and everything you need to know really. But back when I was in school, we didn't get taught that. So I definitely think it should be added in the curriculum.
I've never been one to enjoy maths growing up. I've never been the best at it. It's not been my favourite subject. They never taught us financial literature, so I never learned how to put down a payment for a mortgage. I never learned how to budget, which I really think they should introduce that into math classes in schools because it can be really useful for the future. Because now I'm 19, I don't know how to do any of that stuff because I was never taught it in school.
Me personally, I did not enjoy maths, and they did not teach me in any financial ways. They did not talk about tax, they didn't talk about your bills, they didn't talk about anything to do with cars like MOT, insurance, none of that. They didn't teach us about that, so how much money comes out, your national insurance pay, so like how much goes towards the NHS. They didn't teach us any of that. I think it's beneficial that they do teach us that. And all the kids now currently in secondary education, as this will be beneficial for them in the future life and they won't have to learn on their own. And also they don't really pay attention too much into all those financial stuff, as they mainly talk about bid maths, Pythagoras, all the stuff that is not relevant into our future life, and they don't really get down onto the key points that is relevant.
During my time in school, I didn't really enjoy maths. Wasn't very good at it. I think I struggled quite a lot, so just didn't really get on with the subject. Wasn't taught any financial literature in school, and coming into adulthood then I felt that was quite difficult. You know, learning sort of budgeting, mortgages, interest rates, things like that. I do think children would benefit from having that in the curriculum at the moment, because I think it is a good stepping stone for adult life, and actually learning to deal with money, and learning how to budget and things like that. So I do think that's definitely something that should come into the school curriculum.
Thinking back to when I took maths in school, I don't think it actually really helped that much. I think we should have learned more about budgets, mortgages, taxes, and all things like that that would help us in the future than doing the maths that we actually did. I think we should have been more encouraged to learn about life skills, like learning how to apply for a mortgage or how to budget your household bills, than actually long multiplication or long division and things like that.